Hey there tech fans, Rick here from the OREI team with an overview of the UHD-301C 3-input, 1-output HDMI switch. This product was designed to make it very simple for you to select from up to 3 different media sources and send that selected source to a single monitor. The product features 2 full-size HDMI ports as well as a USB-C port on the front that you can use to connect to your media devices. The USB-C port is compatible with most modern laptops, phones, and tablets. The product features full support for 4K ultra-high definition resolution and will even charge the connected device through that USB-C port on the front. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with an unboxing of the product just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then I'll take a closer look at all the components and explain exactly what they do. I'll list the features that the product provides, and then finally, I'll come back and actually install it here to show you just how simple it'll be to use with your own equipment. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, you'll find the switch assembly, a power supply. This end plugs into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a micro USB connection on it, which plugs into the back of the unit, and that's all the power you'll need to operate the product. You'll also find a full instruction manual that has diagrams and specifications and all the information you need to understand on how to connect this to your own equipment. Now, if you stay tuned, next I'll take a closer look at the components and list some of the features the product provides. Inside the kit, you'll find the switch, a 5-volt DC 2-amp power supply. This end plugs into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a micro USB connection on it, which plugs into the back of the switch, and this is all the power you'll need to operate the product. You'll also find a full instruction manual that lists diagrams for connecting the device to your own equipment, as well as specifications and other details you'll need to understand in order to use the product. The switch itself is pretty straightforward. It's made out of high-impact plastic. It's got sort of a brushed finish to it. It looks very professional. The selection switch is on the top that allows you to step through the 3 inputs. On the front of the product, you'll find an input port over here that's a USB-C. That's your input number 1, and that connects to any device that can transmit video over a USB-C connection. To the right of there are 3 indicator LEDs. Those show you which input is currently selected, 1, 2, or 3, and a power indicator right over here. On the bottom of the unit, there are rubber feet that make it really, stay on a surface. It's not going to slide around. It also protects the surface from scratching. And on the rear of the unit, you'll find a DC power port over here that's used with the included power supply. You'll plug the power supply into the wall. The micro USB plugs in there. And again, that supplies all the power you need for the product. And you'll find 3 HDMI connections here. The first one is an output HDMI connection. That'll connect to the monitor you'd like to share between your inputs. Input number 2, which is one of your media devices, and input number 3. And again, input number 1 is on the front. And that's pretty much all you need to know about the switch. The OREI UHD-301C supports virtually all HDMI media devices, including home computers, DVD players, laptops, game systems, and streaming media devices. The product features 3 inputs to 1 HDMI output. It supports video resolutions up to 4K at 60 frames a second. It provides a USB-C video input that will also charge a device through that same USB-C port, and it fully supports DTS-HD and Dolby True HD audio. Now I'll show you the connections you'll need to make to use the UHD-301C with your own equipment. For this demonstration, I've set up 2 small media players over here, each of them displaying a different image to make it really easy to tell them apart. They'll represent my 2 HDMI media sources on the back of the switch. Now for you, those can be any valid HDMI media source. It might be a DVD player, home computer, game console. It's whatever you'd like to send through the switch to the display so you can share that display with 2 other connected devices. I've got a display set up here for my output device, and I have a laptop over here, which is my 3rd media source that I'll connect up over USB-C to the front of the switch. Now the first connection I'll make is the output connection to the monitor, and I've got an HDMI cable already connected, and I'll plug that into the output port in the back of the switch. Now I'll connect up the 2 media players. I've got 2 HDMI cables already connected to them, and I'll plug those into input number 2 and input number 3 in the back of the switch. Now input number 1's on the front, it's the USB-C connection, and now I'll add power. I've already plugged the power supply in. I've got a micro USB plug here, which plugs into the power port in the back of the switch. Now the minute I add power to the switch, it immediately starts an internal power on self-test where it's checking all the electronics inside to make sure they're functioning correctly. It's also checking the resolution of both of my media sources and the resolution of the monitor to make whatever adjustments are needed to give you the best possible picture. Once it passes that test, it's ready to send video along to the monitor. Now right now it's on input number 1 and there's nothing connected, so I'll tap the button, it'll move to input number 2, which is one of the media players. It takes a second to adjust the resolution, and then it'll pass the picture along. There's one of the media players. Now I'll tap the button again. It's going to move to input number 3, which is the other media player. It'll be a different image coming up. Takes a second again to adjust the resolution, and there's the second media player, game console. Now I'm going to connect the laptop up to the front, and I'll hit it one more time to go back to input number 1. Now the laptop is going to recognize the fact that it's got an external monitor connected. It's going to send the video over that USB-C cable to the monitor, and there's your display. I'm looping a video actually on the laptop right now. One thing I do want to mention though is it's extremely important you use a very good quality USB-C cable between whatever device you're connecting to the front and that port, because not all USB-C to USB-C cables are created equal. There are some out there that can't actually pass video, that just can't handle that kind of data traffic across the cable. So make sure you use a good quality USB-C cable for connecting whatever external device you're connecting to port number 1. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It really is just that simple to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the UHD-301C 3-input, 1-output HDMI switch helpful. It really does provide a very simple way of allowing you to connect up 3 different media devices to a single monitor and making a selection between those media devices by tapping that button on the front. It fully supports 4K ultra high definition resolution. It gives you 2 HDMI full-size ports on the back and a USB-C port in the front that make connection easy and allow you to connect up most of your modern laptops, phones, and tablets so you can enjoy that video on a widescreen TV. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks for watching.